The Himalayas, the towering ice-capped roof of the world, are a land of immense beauty and profound mystery. But beneath the serene, snow-clad peaks and deep, dark forests lurk terrifying legends, stories of ancient beings, feared and revered for centuries. Among these, none are more infamous than the Rakshasas, supernatural entities of immense power, often described as demons, ogres, or even shapeshifters. But what are these Rakshasas, and why do they haunt the folklore of the Himalayas? To understand their origins, we must go back thousands of years, to the ancient texts of India. The Ramayana and Mahabharata, two of the most revered epics, describe Rakshasas as a race of powerful beings, many of whom were hostile toward humanity and the gods. Unlike mere monsters, they were highly intelligent, capable of magic, and often assumed human-like forms to deceive and destroy. Some were warriors, others were sorcerers, and a few were even rulers of great kingdoms. But almost all shared a hunger for power and for human flesh. In the Himalayan region, stories of Rakshasas take on a different, more localized flavor. Here, the mountains themselves seem to amplify their terrifying presence. Unlike the plains of India, where Rakshasas are often depicted as demonic warlords leading armies against divine heroes, the Himalayan Rakshasas are solitary, lurking in isolated caves, dense pine forests, and desolate glaciers. One of the most feared Rakshasas of the Himalayas is Banasura, a mighty demon king mentioned in the Puranas. Though originally from the plains, his legend ties him to the highlands, where he was said to have sought refuge after his defeat by Lord Krishna. The locals believe that echoes of his ancient rage still ripple through the valleys, manifesting as eerie howls carried by the wind. Some even say he still lingers in spirit form, his presence marked by sudden snowstorms and landslides that wipe out travelers. Then there are the Rakshasas of Tibet, known in Buddhist and Bon legends as bloodthirsty demons dwelling in remote mountain passes. Tibetan texts speak of Mara, a malevolent entity that seeks to derail enlightenment and feed on human suffering. Some believe Mara's influence still permeates certain caves, where monks have meditated for centuries to counteract the dark energy. These locations are considered highly dangerous, with some explorers and seekers mysteriously vanishing after entering such sites. Many Himalayan villagers believe that some Rakshasas are still very much alive, not in myths but in the physical realm. In the remote forests of Uttarakhand, stories persist of shape-shifting beings that walk among humans by day, but revert to their true, monstrous form at night. These creatures, known locally as Bhut-Pret Rakshasas, are said to feast on lost travelers, luring them deeper into the woods with illusions of familiar voices. Some Rakshasas, however, are not inherently evil. In Himachali folklore, a being known as Kurmira was once a protector of the mountains before being corrupted by his own pride and greed. His story warns of the dangers of unchecked ambition and the fine line between protector and predator. The question remains, are these just old stories passed down to keep people from wandering too far into the mountains? Or could there be something truly lurking in the unseen corners of the Himalayas? Modern trekkers and mountaineers have reported strange occurrences. Sudden gusts of wind that feel almost sentient, footprints too large for any known animal, and eyes glowing in the dark. Even some scientists, while dismissing the supernatural, acknowledge that the Himalayas house many unexplained mysteries. Over the years, travelers, monks, and even modern-day trekkers have encountered strange and inexplicable entities lurking in the high altitudes. One of the most chilling legends is that of Kanchenjunga's demon guardian. The third highest mountain in the world, Kanchenjunga is revered as a sacred peak, but it is also feared. Many climbers have reported strange experiences, shadowy figures moving unnaturally fast through the snow, the sensation of being watched, and eerie whispers on the wind. Local folklore attributes these disturbances to an ancient Rakshasa bound to the mountain. Some say this guardian was once a prince who defied the gods and was cursed to protect the peak for eternity. Those who attempt to ascend Kanchenjunga without proper reverence often find themselves lost in sudden, inexplicable snowstorms, as if the demon is driving them away. Even more unsettling are the disappearances that have occurred in remote parts of the Himalayas. In 2005, a group of trekkers in Uttarakhand vanished while attempting to reach the Nanda Devi base camp. Their last radio transmission was fragmented but disturbing. Something is following us, not human. Search teams found no bodies, only scattered equipment and deep claw marks in the ice, marks too large for any known predator. Some locals whispered that a Rakshasa had taken them, angered by their intrusion into forbidden lands. Another terrifying case comes from Nepal, in the Annapurna region. In 1987, a Buddhist monk named Tenzing Gyatso claimed to have spent 7 days in a cave meditating. But when he returned, he was different. His eyes carried an unnatural glow, and he spoke of a demon queen who had whispered secrets of the cosmos to him. His fellow monks performed exorcism rites, believing he had been possessed by a Rakshasi, one of the rare female Rakshasas, known for their ability to bewitch and control men. After 3 days of chanting, he collapsed, weak and feverish, claiming that he had seen things not meant for humans. The Rakshasas of the Himalayas are not always hostile. Some are believed to test human morality, rewarding those who show kindness and humility. In Sikkim, there is a tale of an old woman who, despite warnings, offered food to a wandering stranger on a stormy night. The next morning, the stranger was gone, but her home had transformed. Her barren land now flourished with crops, and her debts were mysteriously paid off. It was said that the stranger was a masked Rakshasa, testing whether humans still possessed compassion. But for every tale of benevolence, there are far more stories of terror. A chilling legend from Bhutan speaks of the red-eyed Rakshasa of Laya, a creature that roams the forests on moonless nights. Villagers claim that those who meet its gaze are cursed to wander the mountains until they vanish forever. One man, a hunter named Dorji, reportedly saw the Rakshasa and described it as a shadow with burning eyes and the face of a rotting corpse. He fled but was found days later, delirious and frostbitten, mumbling about voices in the dark. He never spoke of it again, and within a year he disappeared. Could these be hallucinations? Tricks of the mind caused by the harsh environment and thin air? Or do these stories hint at something ancient and real, hidden within the Himalayas? The Himalayas have always blurred the line between science and the supernatural. We've explored ancient Rakshasa legends, but what about modern-day encounters? Are these just myths, or could something real still lurk in the mountains? Some scientists attribute Rakshasa sightings to extreme weather, optical illusions, and oxygen deprivation. Mountaineers report the third man factor, an eerie sense of an unseen presence watching them. But could this be more than a hallucination? Cryptozoologists suggest the Yeti may be linked to Rakshasas, describing it as an intelligent predator rather than a simple ape-like creature. Expeditions have found giant footprints in caves with ritualistically arranged bones, hinting at something unnatural. Satellite imaging has detected odd heat signatures in isolated Himalayan regions, areas with no human settlements. Ancient texts describe underground Rakshasa cities like Bitargaon, leading some scholars to wonder if remnants of their civilization still exist. Then there are the disappearances, seasoned trekkers, climbers, and entire groups vanishing without a trace. Some are found, frozen in unnatural positions, as if fleeing something unseen. The Indian Army has investigated high-risk zones where reports describe humanoid figures moving impossibly fast in the distance. In 2012, night photographers near the Indo-Nepal border captured footage of a tall, shadowy figure with glowing eyes standing at a cliff's edge. The next morning, they found massive footprints in the snow, leading nowhere. So, what are the Rakshasas of the Himalayas? Are they misidentified natural phenomena or something far more terrifying? Something waiting, unseen for centuries? Perhaps some mysteries are not meant to be solved. The next time you're alone in the Himalayas, remember, the mountains have eyes, and they are watching.